Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Yesterday was Thanksgiving and we had a fabulous day with family and of course the amazing Thanksgiving feast. And inevitably that means leftovers. I always try to come up with a very interesting way or different ways to use them the next day, and I hope that maybe you'll take advantage of this recipe as well. So today I'm making a stuffed squash meatloaf-esque leftover Thanksgiving feast with a kale and pomegranate vinaigrette. You'll want to stick around. So I'm actually going to get started on the filled meatloaf squash. I'm actually going to put a layer of homemade cranberry jam. I actually have this on my Instagram feed and post, so if you are interested in using it, look up Eva Spad and you'll find it in one of my posts. It's a little different than actual cranberry sauce, but if you have your own cranberry sauce that's left over, you could certainly use that as well. It'll work well. And give a nice generous coating to the bottom. So I want to start at the bottom with the leftover turkey. Now, if you're vegan and for whatever reason, obviously or vegetarian, what have you, and you don't have the meat or turkey left over, by all means, you could use all your vegetables and do the exact same thing, and this becomes a completely vegan meal. You want to fill both sides as well and kind of flatten it in there because we're going to be putting all of our leftovers. If you don't do that, there won't be enough room for the other good stuff. My sister was really gracious this year making some gluten-free stuffing for me. I've cut it into smaller pieces here just so that it fit into this squash. Now for an element of freshness, I'm going to add some green onion, long green onion. I have some leftover sweet potato casserole, and I like to leave this on top because it's kind of flat, so it helps keep all of the other yummy things that we've put in. Last thing I'm doing here is adding some green beans, some long green beans. And you could feather these however you like. I've got some baker's twine here. Okay. And I'm going to flip this over and actually tie it together. Okay. Whew. It's going to be delicate, delicate, delicate. Let's get our twine now. I'm going to gently lift this. And we're going to tie it. And I've already cooked this squash and removed some of the inside, so it's already soft, and I've actually really cleaned out the skin as well because we're going to be cutting this, and if the skin tastes good to you, you can actually end up eating the skin as well. So now that we've finished tying up our squash, we're actually going to put it in a little tray, and we're going to bake that in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, just so all the flavors kind of meld together. We're making our kale pomegranate salad with pomegranate vinaigrette. And so before I get started, I have cut up my kale. I've removed the spine and cut them into bite-sized pieces, and added also some radicchio into little slivers here. And then I also added some frisee. Now some people don't know what frisee is, and so I wanted to show it to you before I added the rest of it into the salad. But it's kind of bitter a little bit, and it has a nice balance to go with the kale. And I just love this salad, and I've been very fortunate that one of our neighbors actually grows it in their garden, and this is from their garden, so it comes out a little smaller and very tender. It almost looks like someone put a lettuce in an electrical socket and it went, got all frizzy, hence the name frisee. But it's actually part of the escarole family. Some people boil it and kind of saute it a little bit, but we're actually going to add it in this salad. So just wanted to show it to you in case you may or may not have been familiar with frisee. And it's really wonderful to add into your salads because it just gives it this really neat little texture. I'm just going to toss it into the dry kale and radicchio that we have here. And then I've sliced some onion, just some white onion. It's good to kind of soften the leaf a little bit before you actually serve it. And if I were to put the rest of the toppings, what would happen, gravity would kind of just sink them all to the bottom. And so I prefer to serve this in not a bowl, but something that's kind of a little bit more upright and flat so that all the toppings don't just fall and sink to the bottom of the salad itself. So before we get started, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I've put in my pomegranate vinaigrette. If you go to the store, I'm sure you've probably seen, it's called P-O-M juice, and it's basically the juice of a pomegranate. So I've taken about 1/3 of a cup of that, put it into my salad shaker here, added 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, some garlic powder, salt, some black pepper, and parsley, and I've given it a good shake, okay? Before I add that to the salad, I'm actually gonna spray it with olive oil spray. And this is just to soften the kale again a little bit and massage it into the kale. It just tastes better. It tastes like a salad, and it won't taste like, you know, your rabbit out in the forest foraging on kale. It's actually gonna taste like a yummy salad this way. So you kind of have to get your hands in there, massage the oil into it, have fun with it. And I'm just gonna add half of the salad dressing in here and massage it in, and then the rest we're gonna put it on top. The reason I'm doing that again is the kale will taste better. The flavoring will get into the kale. Right here, it's gonna take the salad that we've just tossed together, put it in this bowl here like this, and I'm gonna add the rest of the slivered almonds, the little teeny tiny pumpkin seeds, they're so cute, and the hemp seeds. I'm gonna sprinkle it right on top itself. I have some really good feta cheese here that I'm gonna put on top. It's about, I would say, 2 nice tablespoons of feta cheese here. But we grew up on pomegranates, not so much in salad though, we just ate them as a fruit. But these to me are like little jewels of fruit for our cooking pleasure. I mean, look at that. They're just like incredible. I just love pomegranates. Plain, and even in this salad, really just kind of gives it a little pop of juice when you're eating it. And also the seed gives it a little crunch. And they're very, very, very good as antioxidants, which is something really that's a plus to focus on in these COVID times. I think to keep our immune system, you know, strong. But look, it also has an added bonus. If that weren't enough, makes the salad look absolutely stunning, right? And then we're just gonna pour it right on top of the salad like that. Pomegranate vinaigrette. Oftentimes we just think of raspberry vinaigrette, right? But pomegranates have such an incredible antioxidant component to them that, you know, if you can try and include them in this salad dressing, why not? And I wanna make sure we get a really good slice. So I'm just gently cutting it through here. I don't want it to fall apart. Yay! That's always exciting. So we've cut the beautiful squash, and look at that. I just want to take that and show you guys a little bit of Thanksgiving in a little pocket like this. So delicious. So we're going to put that on the plate. Beautiful kale pomegranate salad with Thanksgiving stuffed squash. Guys, thanks so much for watching. All of this recipe will be on my website at www.inspiredliving50.com. I'm Ivana Spadafora, wishing you happier, healthier eating. Till next time.